and accept me for who I am. Trusting your spirit, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
calls me like the piano. You show me I had something, and people call on.
What is good? What is good, everybody? How's everyone doing tonight? My name is Nick, and I'll be bringing you Clutch Kings versus Critical5 over here on the VS Gaming World channel. I'm ready to jump into it. We're just going to wait for the players to get ready in the server. And I'm bringing up some banging Counter-Strike tonight. That's all I'm saying. We've got some VS Masters action between the CK and the C5 boys. CK currently don't have a win in the group. The same cannot be said about C5. They've won 1 and drawn 2. So I'm pretty sure the Clutch Kings boys want to post whatever they can in terms of the points tally in their group tonight. Just can't wait to to jump into some action. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if we got any score predictions in the chat. So long. Clutch Kings against C5. We're going to see what happens, We're going to see what happens. Can already see you got Electrics, you got Lately, you got Zane, you got Rusty. How's it going, everybody? We're just chilling for now, you know? TPQ's in the chat, you know? We chilling. We chilling. It is a solo cast tonight. Unfortunately, as load shedding goes, Mr. Hayes is unable to join. But you know, we locked down the ship. Archer, we locked down the ship. Carl's in the chat. What's up, Carl? How you doing, Carl? You know, we just here for a good time. We're here for a good time. So right now, for those of you who don't know, this is VS Masters, you know? It is as Hayes puts it, the meat and the potatoes of all things to do with South African Counter-Strike, you know? This is it. 110 teams have entered. 18 remain. And these two teams will be battling it out to see if they can make it into the final 16 and ultimately the final 8 and the final 4 and maybe even take the cake, you know? You never know. You never know. We'll see what happens, huh? But right now we're chilling with Clutch Kings, Zin and the boys, and Deza and the boys over in the C5 camp. Gonna see what they can get doing tonight. To my info, the veto hasn't taken place just yet. As soon as I get that info, I will be hooking it up to everyone in chat. As I'm just keen to see some banger Counter-Strike. So now the question goes over to you guys. I don't have a co-caster, so I gotta ask the chat questions, you know. I gotta have a back and forth with the chat, you know, as we do. I want predictions. BO2s is where it's at. I know we don't know maps, but I want 2-0, 1-0, or 1-0, or 2-0 the other way. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at, boys? There's something about listening to my voice in the dark. You know, Carl, I got you, brother, man. I got you over here. We're going to be watching some stabby stab stab. That's all I'm saying. One of the best RGLs in the country's in the chat, bro. Hectic. 2-0 to C5. Okay, 1-1. Okay. I respect. Crick's a bit happy that they won one knife there. Okay, minus Inferno. Let's check how the video goes. We got the inside info over here on the VS Gaming World channel. Before the game starts, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, follow me on Twitter, follow VS Gaming World on Twitter, and we'll be excited to know that that is where you'll get all the info. So we're seeing minus Infi, minus Vert, minus Mirage. So now due to the BO2s, there are 2 ban phases before the pick phase comes in. So that means Clutch Kings can ban 1 more map, and then it's a BO2. So each team picks a map, there is no decider, and it is what it is. Lately says he's here if there's any surprises, but lately the question is, are there going to be surprises? That's what I want to know from your point of view. Are there going to be surprises? Is it going to be a 2-0 sweep for either side? Or is it going to be 1-0? They're going to share the spoils? Are they going to go Harvey's on the bill for the first date? You know, what's crack-a-lackin' over here? Still waiting for CK to minus a map, but we'll see what they do. So we see minus Infi, minus Vert, minus Mirage. Let's see what Zin and the boys choose to do. Clearly chatting it over. Want to have a good discussion. Easy for the Clutch boys. Definitely 1-1. Crick says 1 sec. Okay. Maybe they're debating whether they even want to play Overpass. Because as we know, or those that have been watching C5, they're pretty confident in their Overpass. So maybe that's the question, whether CK want to ban their overpass, or whether they want to go toe-to-toe on it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens over here. But I'm saying it one more time. It won't be the last time tonight, but I'm saying it again. See that little subscribe button? I want you to hit it right now. And you see the bell next to it? I want you to hit that too. So you can stay up to date with the upcoming juice on the VS Gaming World channel. XD. No zonk, no win. See, I'll be honest, I don't know what that means, but okay. But okay. You know, we out here. We out here. Yesterday, Hayes took the solo cast. He bought you GG versus Energy. Some lovely Counter-Strike we saw over there. But today we got Clutch Kings against C5. Neither of the favorites to go through in the tournament. Neither of the favorites to go through into the upper brackets as well. But the thing is, Clutch Kings, they're currently on 5. And the last thing they want to do is go into that lower bracket. So there we go. Minus Overpass is the choice. They don't want to go toe-to-toe with C5 and Overpass. So as the map's gone, Inferno, Vert, Mirage, and Overpass are out. So now the picks come in. Question is, what are we going to see? Possibly, I'd assume maybe a Nuke and a Train. Maybe even, I assume a Dust 2 is going to come out, possibly. We'll see what happens there. But I assume it's probably going to be Dust and Nuke, I would assume. I don't think any of these sides are particularly confident on Train. So we'll see what they got in the locker. It's going to be Dust, Nuke. I'm saying that right now, Dust and Nuke, you know. Quite interesting map choices, but we'll see what happens. Okay, and we're just going to reload it to Dust. So, you know, maybe it changes to Nuke and maybe it changes to Train. Maybe I'm just wrong. No, but it is Dust. So Dust is the first map. Exciting times of a year on the VS Gaming World channel. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for the juice. I believe it is Dust. Look, I could be wrong. But I mean, we've loaded into Dust, so I would assume it's Dust. Dust 2 and Nuke. It's almost as if I called it or something, huh? But hey, Eternal Wolf, thank you for the confirmation. For those of you who don't know, Eternal Wolf is the brains behind the brawn over in the spectator seat at the C5 camp. We're going to see what happens, huh? Dust 2 and Nuke on the maps. I'm keen to jump into this goodness. Just gonna wait for players to connect to the server, and then we can get things going, huh? We can get things going. See what's gonna be crack-a-lackin' during this juicy fixture. As I said, in Group A, we got some pretty big names in Group A. We got Online Kingdom, along with ATK, Noble Conspire, Royalty, Sinister 5. Those seem to be the top 5 in the group right now and possibly at the end, in no particular order. But then we got the other 3 that need to fight for those nothing but last spots. And I think Clutch Kings and C5 are definitely in that equation. Ladinoff having a bit of a hard time in Group A. But we'll see. If Clutch Kings can get a couple points tonight, one or two, whichever goes their way, we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting times, and then we'll see if they can get the first points in the points column. C5 have already got 4 of their own, but we'll see what happens, huh? Both these teams pretty much need this one, or points at the least. But we'll see what they can get done. When am I streaming again? I don't know, brother man. I don't know. We'll see what happens, huh? So it looks like C5 are playing with a sub. Revno usually is their 5th, I believe. So they're going to be playing with blue. Gonna see what happens. Josh is just making small talk, you know? Love to see it. Let's get ready. I'm keen for the goodness. I'm keen for the sweet sugary goodness that is the kill in the console. And with C5 killing in console, it makes me believe that this is Clutch King's map pick. That being the reason that in a veto, when you pick the map, you don't usually choose the sides. So Clutch King's C5 map pick, and interesting stuff, huh? We've got Clutch Kings that looks like they've chosen to start on the T side, and we see them buying up some util on 2 players, and the P250's been dropped over towards Smokey. We're going to see what happens. Vaynant's got a kits and 2 flashes to see what can get done. Pax doesn't have a crosshair. Yeah, it is just Pax. That's so weird. Pax doesn't have a crosshair. We'll see what happens. Does seem like it's going to be a bit of a late long. As C5 have decided to stack 3 over towards the B bomb side with 1 player just spotting over towards middle and double short setup. As long control is going the way of Clutch Kings. But Vaynant is going to clear close right, and he's going to get the first kill of the round over towards Crick, and that's going to prompt the CK players to run up towards long. There's a flash to cross. That is on Zin. He's going to flash, but Blue's able to dodge it. And he gets a 1-tap in the meantime, and Clouds is able to get 1. And Blue doubles down, and just like that, it's Zin left in a 1v5 situation. Spotted out and taken out by that of Guafta. And the first round of the series goes the way of Critical5. No one falling. No deaths in the death column on the C5 camp, but no kills in the kills column in the Clutch Kings camp. We aren't going to see a reinvestment from the C5 from the CK boys rather. Just 2 flashbangs and an Xbox smoke going to come out. It's possibly going to hint at a fast short play, but it's Blue playing up close as well as Clouds there. Both of them get taken out. Badgie's able to get 2 in the meantime. Guaf gets 1 through middle. And now it's just Deza. He has to anchor the safe bomb site. He's flashed. He's going to actually be fully flashed. He's going to drop a nade, but up close and personal. Baggy with the MP9 takes him out, and this is an eco. Vaynant gets 1 in the meantime. The bomb is going to get planted. He can't get anything down with the MP5 close range. He's going to switch out to the USP. He takes out Pax. And now it's Baggy left. 23 points of HP turned to 0 as Guafta gets his 2nd kill of the round. And ultimately, C5 second round, the game. 2-0 is the score. And that was an eco from Clutch Kings, and that's a W for them pretty much. They're able to muster up a more powerful buy than that of C5. They pretty much fully ecoed a smoke and 2 flashes, got them a bomb plant and 3 casualties in the meantime. So we're going to see a full investment coming out from both sides. A long corner smoke comes out from Pax, as we aren't going to see any long aggression taken from them. They're just going to try fake a long play, but Pax has missed his flash a little bit, as it is going to be a long take from C5, but there's going to be no util to greet them. But out middle they go. Guafta's going to smoke mid doors. He does have that scout. Oh! And through the smoke, he takes out Baggy. The nade in response does some extra damage onto Smokey. So this round going as planned for C5, but the util's not looking great. They've got 2 mollies and a bunch of flashbangs, as Clutch Kings are looking to take control of the short position. They are down a player though, which is going to prove a bit of a problem later on in the round. But we're going to see what they can get done. 3 Ts reside over towards short, as there are 3 CTs to greet them. If Deza goes uncleared and Goose, he can get something done up close and personal with the SMG. But it looks like they could just be going back for a mid to B possible play, as the mid to B smoke comes out from Crick. Clouds is going to flash in response. The flash doesn't go deep enough, I believe, but doesn't want to give away any sound cues that he is rotating. And Guafta's going to confirm that they aren't going to be coming out middle. 30 seconds left on the clock, and the A smokes are coming in. Clouds has got to get out, and now he's going to actually choose to fight that, get Smokey. And now it's just Deza. The molly's not spreading, but it's going to spread at the last moment, and he's tagged down to 28 points of health. But the question is, they did hear the tick of the molly, and now it's a 3v3. The bomb is going to go down, and it's going to be a 3v3 post plant. But there's a fast rotate coming out as Zin takes out Guafta, and that was going to be the pinch. And now both C5 players' positions are going to come in the same position, and Pax takes out Vaynant, and now it's just Blue with the FAMAS. He's able to get one, but ultimately taken out by Pax. And that's the first round posted for Clutch Kings. Now C5, they have to go for an eco of their own, and with the economy nowadays, sometimes with the damage they did in the second round as well as getting the bomb plant, they were able to get a stronger buy in that round. And now C5 are forced to double eco in this one. Mid-cross smoke comes out. As CK are just going to choose to play it pretty slowly. Guafta's got the Zeus, so that's why I'm going to stay on him to see if he can get something done. But they're just going to walk out on to the B bomb site. The B bomb site's clear, and a free bomb plant will be awarded to them. Hayes is in the chat. What's up, Hayes, brother? Pax is going to be entertained towards top and middle. He's going to pepper down Blue to 0 points of HP. He's actually able to get 2 in the meantime, I'd assume so, but Clouds actually takes him out with the 1 deke. Now that's an AK to be saved. And that AK is quite important going into the next round, because if they can muster up the courage to gather up another rifle, we could possibly see an investment coming out, and that's exactly what Clouds is thinking. He's going to stay up close and personal, especially with Guafta and lows of the Zeus. They're going to try see if they can deny any rifles, any T's saving, as Dez is actually going to catch the backside of Baggy, but Baggy doesn't know. Dez is able to save that rifle, and that could be the call for an investment to come in the next round, but Crick is actually going to deny the save of that AK. Clouds is actually going to deny the AWP, which is also pretty big, and if he doesn't die, he can possibly salvage that, but it's actually going to blow towards the tunnels. Guafta's going to fall to the bomb, and the AK is retrieved. And a possible reinvestment could come out from C5 here. The money in the Clutch Kings bank is not looking great, but the question is, do C5 choose to invest? If they do win this round, it will force Clutch Kings into Nico, but they are just going to choose to partially invest. A couple upgraded Deagle, a couple upgraded pistols rather. Vaynant is on that saved AK. Bit of a questionable flash towards long. You know, every bit of util counts, and more often than not, you're not going to be taking long with one flashbang. But Dez is going to reply with one of his own. He's going to clear that out, but it's Blue that's going to be entertained towards short. He's able to catch Baggy. A decent nade in return as Clouds is going to smoke it off, and the man advantage goes the way of C5. This is perfectly how they want this round to go. It's Guafta playing close to middle, and him going uncleared can also get him one of his own. But it's actually Vaynant who's going to go peering, but Zin looks way at the worst possible timing, and he's actually going to get taken out. Tagged down low, rather, to 16 points of health by that of Vaynant, and Pax is going to go clearing up towards long. He takes out the unarmored Blue. Now it's a 4v4. They're going to go up short as Clouds has used both of his flashbangs, and Pax takes Clouds' head off. Now on the bomb site, Guaf takes out Vaynant. Guaf takes out Zin rather, and Dez is the same from 2 angles, but Pax takes him out. Now Guaf with the retrieved AWP can possibly get something done if he's going to stay around. This round just becomes that little bit more winnable for C5. There is a kit on Guafta, which could force them to go for this. Going to see what they can get done. Vaynant is going to peer towards long from CT spawn, as Guafta is able to pick up Crick in the meantime, and now it's a 2v2. There is a kit in Guafta's hand once again, and Smokey re-peeking takes Guaf's head off, and now Vaynant has spotted out the shadow of Smokey and can't get anything done, as Smokey's able to win out that round, his second kill of the round and third round on the board for Clutch Kings. 3-2 is the score, and the reinvestment is coming out from both sides. Baggy, I assume, is going to get dropped an AK. That is going to be dropped by Smokey, as we're going to see the first proper full buy round from both teams. There is a big green gun on the side of Guaf, and 5 AKs on the side of Clutch Kings. He's going to be middle, is going to be the call. Guafta's actually able to dodge the flash, and he's going to go back for more. He's able to get one onto Crick. But the trade comes through from Baggy, and now Vaynant needs to get something done. He knows the pinch is going to come in. He has to fight one of these angles. He takes out Baggy, and emerging for the smoke takes out Pax. But he's full blind and able to get the third, and Zin actually catches Blue pushing through the smoke for some reason. Bit of a preemptive smoke push could make them lose the round. Dez is stuck behind the smoke, and now it's going to be a 2v2 post blind. Clouds is going to come close to clear bottom middle. Now it's a 2v2. There's a smoke and a molly on the C5 side of things. That molly could go towards backside or possibly under window, depending on where they want to go, but there's no kits. There may have been a kit on Vaynant's body, and I may not have spotted that, but Dez is going to molly towards backside, and the kit can be retrieved. It is just in front of the window. And one thing I've learned is double window always works. Never go double door. And in this case, they're actually going to go 1-1. You know, for those of you watching, double window always works. always works. There's never a situation where double window never works. If you're going to go 1-1, it happens. 4th round's on the board for Clutch Kings. It's going to see a partial investment coming out from C5. Bit of a preemptive mid-peak from Blue that round. Going to try and make a play through the smoke. Not really needed. You have the man advantage. Vaynant was able to get 2, locking down that B bomb site to relatively good effect. But be there as it may, the past is the past. Hindsight is 2020. The sound cues will be heard of the players up short. Blue spotted out the shadow of Pax. He's able to retrieve that AK. But there is Zin waiting with open arms. And Blue's going to be that to entertain him as Smokey gets tagged down. Vaynant's able to get one in the smoke as well, and Des is able to catch one in the backlines. And now it's a 3v2, and Quafta's able to catch Zin out towards top and middle with the USP, and just like that, it's Baggy left in a 1v3 situation. His position is known, he has already got a kill in the round, the bomb is dropped towards top of middle. But the question is, can he do something with this AK? There is the unarmored Quafta on the AK, and Clouds is on full HP. He's just given away his position, and now the CTs know where he's coming from. All Baggy has to do now is suss out the positions of the CTs so he can figure out how to take these 1v1 duels, and that's exactly what the CTs don't want to give him, as Clouds is actually going to give him one of his own. Clouds missing the timing on towards Baggy, he gets taken out, and that's exactly what Baggy wants. If you give him a 1v1s, he'll take them all day long. Give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Now it's a 1v3 turned 1v2. The question is he going to clear close right? He's going to do so, and now it's a 3 HP of Deza left. 20 seconds left on the clock. But Deza seems to have the read. He's going to go back towards the A-bomb site, and the sound cue is going to come in. Baggy's going to drop a smoke towards the site. But now Deza's in a bit of a touch-and-go position. He's going to plant in the smoke, and as I said, he wanted these 1v3s, these 1v1s in the 1v3, and he's going to be given them. And now it's Deza on 3 points of health, playing around the smoke. One shot from the USP will spell Baggy's demise, but the question is, does he spot out Deza? He does so, and as easy as you like, give him an inch, he takes a mile. Baggy 1v3, he takes those every day of the week. That was just a bit of a misplay from C5. I mean, all you got to do together, you know, the bomb's been dropped. You don't really have to go out towards long, you don't really have to go out towards top or middle and disjoint your defense of the bomb. If he doesn't have the bomb, you can't win the round. Cloudser was the first one to make the mistake. He went over towards long, he gave him the 1v1, and you know, in a 1vx, you really can't be giving the player trying to win the round 1v1s, as Baggy's going to try to get something done in this round, but he actually gets taken up by Vaynant in the full investment. That last round was an eco, to be said. That was an eco, and there was one player that was left alive, and that means the economy on the side of the Clutch King side isn't looking too great. In the first round, the first kill of the round rather, goes C5's way. There's only one kit on Vaynant, and there is one solution to only having one kit, or no kits for that matter. If you don't have a kit, don't let them plant the bomb. As easy as you like, as again, the T's, they're going to go over towards a saline. 3 T's creeping up the short position, as it's going to be Blue over towards ramp. Going to be its entertainer. Bit of a misuse of the flash, like, why are you really flashing that, you know? You only got 2 flashes. Maybe when they're pushing the side, you can choose to flash and take a gunfight with that. That being said, here comes the sight hit. Blue, on the bomb side, he gets taken out by Zin. Des is able to get one that's quick in the meantime, and now Cloud's there. He's going to try to get something done. A flash from his teammates. He's going to clear out Gandalf. He's going to peer out more, and he's going to take out Pax. Now this is 12 HP of Zin and the full HP of Smokey against 4. Smokey gets one in the meantime over towards Des, and again, it's going to be Cloudsy over towards Shorts. He's going to entertain Smokey, but Vaynant on the flank gets one of his own, and he actually gets the second, and he's third of the round. And that's a relatively clean buy round coming out from C5. But once again, you got Blue on the bomb sites. He's flashing a bit preemptively. Maybe when they start hitting the bomb site, you can flash and choose to peek with it. And then you're fighting dabbing players. And when players are dabbing, it's free kills, you know? It's free kills over here. You know, this is educational stream, Vivid. You know, got to give the people what they want. That being said, a round lost on the side of CK means it's a round won on the side of C5. And because of the way the previous rounds have gone, the economy is not looking great. And again, the util use is not looking fantastic on the other side. Crick is going to be pushing out towards middle, and Blue's going to be entertaining him with the FAMAS. One-shot headshot potential to the unarmored head. Vaynant's able to pepper down Baggy low and finish him off. He's actually able to get 2, and now he's going to look over towards upper tons for another possible engagement. Clouds is able to take out Zin towards bottom middle. And now it's Pax left in 1v4. He's got the 1v1 into Vaynant. He's unable to win this gunfight. Oh, it's such an awkward gunfight. Both of them don't know what's going on. But Pax gets the kill, gets taken out by Clouds there. 3 people stay alive. And in eco rounds, for those of you who don't know, in eco rounds, 3 is the magic number. Right? The reason why 3 is the magic number is because it's uneven. You know, if 3 people stay alive, 2 people are able to drop. But if 3 people die, that means 1 person has to reinvest on their own. The reason why this is important is in the economy game of Counter-Strike, it's very important to try and get a hold of your economy and keep the other team's economy in check. So with that being said, Clutch Kings were only able to get 2 that round. And yes, it was a relatively successful eco round, but even then it wasn't even an eco round. They fully invested into that. I'm cutting myself off here. Blue's going to get entertained towards long. He's flashed, but unable to get anything done. He's got 1. In the meantime, as Clouds is going to get flashed in towards long, he's able to get 1. It's Pax. Another flash comes in. He's unable to get another. He's actually a Glock down. Now it's Deza. Wafta. Deza's able to get 1, and this is what I'm talking about. An eco round that goes this way is a win in itself for Clutch Kings. Now it's a 2v2 and a possible round win going their way. There is a flank towards T-spawn by Vaynant, and the bomb has been dropped. But once again, the CT is not playing together. There is chinks in their armor. So he's going to be Gwafta towards CT spawn. Just going to be peering up towards short, as he understands that there is at least 1 player towards long. Vaynant's just going to be holding for their exits. As Guaf is going to take contact towards pit, as the bomb is going to be able to be retrieved. And Clutch Kings, they don't know this, but Vaynant's waiting. Vaynant's waiting for their exits, and Vaynant seems to have the read that this is going to actually happen, but actually they're going to think better of it. 30 seconds left on the clock. They're going to entertain Guafta towards CT. These unarmored rifles on the side of CK could mean Guafta can have some free kills. Him spraying through the smoke, he's actually unable to get anything done. Now Vaynant's able to come with a pinch. And Molly towards the bomb side actually misses. And Guafta's going to try jumping him for. Try to deny the bomb plant, but Vaynant with a flank gets 1 onto Crick. And now it's Smokey left unarmored with the AK. 1v2. And the aim punch spells his demise, as Guafta's able to get the last kill of the round. But as I said, in terms of an eco round, you really want those 3 kills. Because in that case, there's at least 1 player that has to fully invest on his own terms. In this case, you're able to win the round. Vaynant can drop over an M4 as well as Guafta. But there is going to have to be 1 player that has to reinvest on his own, and that is going to be Clouds. He does have 7k in the bank, so it won't be looking too bad in that sort of regard. But if his money was a little bit lower, you'd have to see a possible SMG come out. And actually an AWP is dropped over, or an AWP is purchased up rather, that of Guafta. But ultimately a relatively successful eco round from Clutch Kings. I think Baggy, he's here. He's just chatting over some things. Ultimately, a relatively successful eco round. But now we're jumping into the gun round. Smokey's going to go through that molly with no flash. Blue's actually flashed off. He's able to get 1, and Baggy comes in with the trade. There's another player towards long. And that is Desi. He's caught in no man's land. He gets taken out with no trade. And now this gun round's going the way of CK. And Clouds is caught in no man's land, and once again, it is that push-pull effect that Clouds is trying to get going over there. Vaynant's actually going to entertain towards bottom middle. He takes out Crick, and he could actually catch these CK players in transition. Oh, as he gets the one-tap puts his in, and now it's a 2v2. The bomb is going towards T-spawn, but they're still going to be peering over towards long. So the bomb's actually going to go back. Guafta's going to be holding for the cross, but both players are going towards long, as Guafta's actually going to get the incorrect read. He's going to go over towards the upper B. So there's going to be the low HP of Vaynant anchoring towards CT. 40 seconds left on the clock. CK are just weighing up their options. Going to see what they can get done. It does look like they're going to go towards long. They do have 2 smokes, which allows for an easy long cross to come in, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Pax is going to smoke, as well as his teammate Baggy. 2 long smokes come in, and that confirms the position of the 2 T's. And Molly towards back cyclist. That out, and now it's a 2v2 post plots. Pax is going to plant the bomb for long, as Guafta's actually going to come in with this long rotate. Vaynant on low HP needs to shoot first. Guafta's actually going to peer over towards car and get taken out by Baggy. Now Vaynant understands where both players' positions are. Baggy's going to peep you for the flash. As simple as you like. He's third of the round. 6-5 goes the way of Clutch Kings. Now you're going to have to see another eco come out from C5. They can partially invest. A couple upgraded pistols. Maybe some armor if they choose to do so. Just body armor, that being said, on Deza and Cloudzer. And in that round, we saw Cloudzer get caught in no man's land. He tried to imitate that push-pull effect. Often in Counter-Strike, if the T's take something, the CTs, they got to try to take something back. What Cloudzer was trying to do, they took long. He was trying to take short, but the problem is he was in his lonesome. No supporting util. He just gets taken out as they're just going to run up towards long. Sveinar's trying to get something done towards lowers, and Dez is going to finish off Baggy in the meantime. That is a retrieved AK and possibly a saved one at that, as the bomb's going to get planted. And all C5 got to do is, if they can keep Clutch Kings on the bomb site, which they won't be able to do, they'll be able to get something done. But it does look like they're actually going to choose to go for this. Clouds has been dropped over the AK. He's going to get something done. He does have the armor. But ultimately, if I'm C5, I think you save you. You don't have a kit. You've got a couple smokes. You got a couple flashes and smoke. But now C5 are looking to shut me up. Blue's got one onto Smokey now. Zen over towards Goose. He's only good for 2. Smoke on the bomb. Cloudsy gets one in the meantime, and just like that, but there's no kit. Crick left in 1v2. There's a smoke on the bomb. So Crick is going to stay around for a bit longer than he would like to. But ultimately good damage done by C5. The round not won. But a Nico at that yields them 4 kills and a retrieved AK. Once again, it is going to be a full investment coming out from both sides. Smokey is on a Galil. I assume that was probably going to be a bit of a mispurchase. I wasn't focusing. Maybe that got dropped over. Could be incorrect. But C5 are going for a bit of a passive long take. They're not mollying long doors relatively early. They're going to wait for smokes to come in, as CK are going to choose to try to take this as fast as possible. Clouds with a flash over. He's going to push through the smoke and emerge. He's able to get 2 on the spray down. 3 with the transfer. And he's almost able to get the 4th, and Blue comes out and gets the 4th, and Guaf gets one into Crick, and just like that, Clouds it with an astonishing 3k, gets 3 in the round, and C5 post their 6th on the board, and ultimately Clutch Kings, they're looking at their wallets, and there's no rands in the wallets, bro. There's no rands over there. Gonna see what happens. They're gonna choose to eco into this second last round of the half. But ultimately a fantastic 3k comes out, and once again it's gonna be Blue. He's gonna get entertained towards shorts. He's able to get 1, 2 onto Pax and Crick respectively. A flash to get out. This is what I like. You get 2 in the round. You don't have to overcommit. You know they're eco. You just want to play the smart. Not just go for greedy, not just go for the eco frags, you know what I mean? So we love to see it. It's the kind of strike we love to see over here in South Africa, man. But anyway, in the meantime, Blue's got 2. And there are 2 players that have fallen on the Clutch King side. Blue spotted another through the mid doors rather. Tag Smokey down to 49. And we're looking at possibly even pickings. 7-7 looks to be the score. However, that being said, Baggy's got a 1v3 under his belt and he's pretty confident. He's got a retrieved M4, as Blue's got his 3rd in the round over towards Zen. I know for a fact Blue would be wanting the ace, and he catches Smokey out, and now Blue, he's on for the ace. Baggy's the last in his way. Oh, but the timing. The timing. Oh, but the timing, chat. Blue gets taken out by Baggy. And now Baggy 1v4, turn 1v3. You know, we've seen him do this. I'm unawares as to whether C5 know the bomb's dropped on short. But that being said, Blue's going to peer over towards B. Vaynant is going to welcome him with open arms, and Vaynant should be winning this gunfight. He does so. 7-7 is the score. And the last round of the half is incoming. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. A full investment coming out from both sides. Zen unable to purchase up that Kalashnikov. He's got the Galil of his own. We're seeing a full investment coming out from C5. They got the big green gun, an AK, and 3 M4s on their side. As once again they're choosing for that passive long setup. We have seen that be the theme for this half so far. Pretty much in every gun round we see the passive long setup from C5 and the late long take from CK. That being said though, CK don't have that sort of util to waste and to extinguish the mollies and the flashes over. They've just got smoke and a molly left as we're going to entertain towards short, and a decent nade from Guafta come. Ooh, Deza. He's been practicing his Kobe's. He's been on NBA 2K20. He's been throwing up those nades. However, Blue's position rather is a bit of an iffy one. You know, you can't really get much done there unless you're posted with an AWP. You could possibly get one and fall back. But he's just caught a no man's land ultimately. And the first kill goes the way of CK, and that's exactly what they want. So if you're going to give them a free kill, they'll take it. While you're over towards Goose, the A bomb site's going to be cleared and the bomb is going to be planted for short. Now it's a 5v4 close part. There's a squad over towards Elevator. Clouds is going to rotate in towards Long, but the late Long pinch comes out from Crick, and ultimately just poor positioning from Blue meant that the A site is just going to crumble. Double short setup, and now it's Guaf the left in a 1v4. He's unable to get anything done. And as simple as that, one player being a bit out of position means that the round goes the way of CK, and ultimately the half goes the way of CK. 8-7. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Look, I'm not a professional. What can I say, you know? I believe Dust 2 is more of a T-sided map. I think it's pretty relatively easy to identify that rotator, and once you've done so, hit the site without the rotator, you know? But that being said, we're going to jump into the second half of the goodness. You see, Des has got the P250 purchased up. A smoke towards Xbox comes in. So we're going to attempt to do a short play, but the Xbox smoke has missed. So this could spell a problem for the CTs, but it's Zen playing up close. He's able to get two. He's unable to get the third, though. Smokey gets one in the meantime, but Vaynants get one, and just like that, the pistol round's over. And a missed Xbox smoke pretty much choreographs how the round's going to go. Flashes over towards middles and doesn't get blind. He gets two without being traded. And as easy as you like, Clutch Kings take that every day of the week. How long till Nick starts calling MP9 sewing machine? Never. That is never happening, Daniel. You know that for a fact. Listen, I think Jake and Lately both know that the FAMAS is horrible. Let's be honest. Let's not kid ourselves. I mean, I'm just saying, Clutch Kings have a high chance of losing this round just because they got 3 FAMASs. I mean, I think the Glock is probably better than a FAMAS. No cap. I mean, that is a cap, but I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. 2-round buffer between the sides. As there's going to be full Glocks for the side of C5. They're just going to smoke Xbox and train up short. Let's see if they can get something done. 5 Glocks. Is Hayes going to be angry? Hayes, rather. The NA prodigy. If they fall to the Glocks, they're going to entertain them. Over on the site is Crick. He's been dinked down, and Blue's able to take him out. And that's a free bomb plant, and that's a W in itself for the side of C5. 4v4 post plant, and a Guaf's able to retrieve that FAMAS. And Blue's full blind over towards short. They're going to choose to take these gunfights with numbers. And Pax has got the UMP. He can possibly get something done, but Vaynant's just baiting his teammates. He's low on HP, and he's not going first. But I think Pax may have timed out or something there. But just like that, it's Guaf. With the FAMAS, he's taken out, and now it's Vaynant on low HP. He's going to choose to save the FAMAS. He's actually going to think better of it. Oh, almost catches the defusing play through the smoke. I believe that was Baggy. Never mind, they're going to put Zin without a kit. Trying to get something done. But, I wonder what happened to Pax there. Did he just accept defeat? I think he did. Unless he did time out. Maybe that was the case. But as the same thing that happened in the first half, we see the T's come in, do a decent amount of damage, get a bomb plant, and now they're able to buy up a better buy around than that of the CTs. So there's going to be a long take coming out. Vaynant is going to be the first to take contact. He's able to get the first entry over towards Baggy. Even though he is on low HP, long control goes the way of the T side and out. Crick hiding in the smoke. He gets taken out by Vaynant. I think Vaynant might just be Titan. He doesn't have his smokes turned on, but we'll see what happens. 2-man advantage goes the way of C5. And all they got to do is slow things down. You don't have to commit A. You can leave a player in pit, and you can take control elsewhere. That's what they've done. Dez is over towards pit, even though he has been tagged down to 14 points of health with that scout. That is what they're going to do. But now I want to see something come out from Clutch Kings. It's a 3v5. You have no map info. They've taken long from you, and they're about to take short. The question is, what is CK going to choose to do? If I was CK in this day and age, you gotta rotate the play off B. You know they're taking short. Just take the gamble. You've got 3 players alive. You're gonna have to gamble to win the round anyway. Now the thing is, Clutch Kings, they don't have long, and they don't have short. And now they're about to get middle taken from them, and now Pax is left alone. He's alone on the B bomb site, and he's scared. He wants his mom. But we're going to see what Pax can get done. He's going to pepper up no one. He's going to get peppered up himself. But Smokey's able to catch one onto Guaf. But you know that A1S, you know? Anyone using the A1S? Stop it right now. Equip the A4. It's just a better gun. It's just a better gun. You know? It's because he has the A1S. If he has the M4, he gets 5 that round. He aces, you know? Wins the round. Knight in shining armor. But he's got the A1S, bro. He's got the A1S. In that case, that's 8 posted on the board for C5, and the 2-round deficit is the name of the game. 10-8 is the score. 4 AKs, I believe, are going to be kept by C5. The question is, do Clutch Kings choose to reinvest? As in, if he chooses to do so, he can drop over the Scout or an M4 to one of his teammates. Baggy can possibly purchase up a FAMAS, but I doubt they invest into this. Surely they're just going to play around these 2 rifles, check what they can get done. Maybe Zin drops over a Deagle or 2, but you want to keep that money up, possibly if you want to get the AWP over in the future rounds, and I think that's what they're going to be talking over. Kai, what's up, brother? Cornell, how's it? Jake, how's it? The A1S is cheap. I'd rather pay rather $200 extra for an easier spray as well as 5 extra bullets. And it just sounds more satisfying, you know? You're not satisfied when you get a kill with the A1S, you know? You feel like you've just eaten a salad for dinner. You know, we don't eat salads for dinner. We eat steak and potatoes for dinner, you know? That's why we use the A4. That being said, it is actually going to be a reinvestment from CK. This would spell a double eco if they do lose this round. This is going to be Smokey. He's going to push towards lowers. He's actually going to catch Clouds out. He's able to get 2 in the meantime. Bit of a miscom, I assume, from C5. There's the spy round could not be going better. Now it's Vaynant in a 1v4 to a 1v3. Bit of miscoms there. If you see bottom mid smoke, you got to tell your teammates that there could be a player lowers. Maybe if you weren't holding middle, you just got to tell your teammates no one's holding lowers, you know? Could be someone lowers. Ultimately, a bit of miscom could spell the loss of the round. But that being said, it's Vaynant, and we know what he can do. He's level 10 on face, so he does know what he's doing, for the most part, I would assume. Full bolt of util, you can drop a smoke and cross long. But Zin is holding the angle. He's going to smoke, and that does give away his position. He's going to cross without getting tagged. That is first step done and dusted. Vaynant's going to look for another pick before he chooses to plant the bomb. You could actually overextend you and possibly lose his life in the meantime. He has full blind, but he hasn't been spotted out by Smokey. He gets the first kill of the round, but he's not going to expect packs. Vaynant 1v4 turned 1v2. And he's going to flash towards long, and I assume he's going to try to plant the bomb safe or something, but again, 30 seconds left on the clock. He doesn't have to rush anything. He's going to look for another frag. He's going to peer over towards elevator and catch Zin off. Now Pax position's unknown, but now it's 1v4 to 1v3, but he's caught in transition, and Pax takes him out. 11th round goes the way of Clutch Kings, but the bomb plant means that C5 can reinvest into this round and ultimately have a better investment than that of Clutch Kings. So now we could possibly see some interesting stuff coming out of the boys. You know, blue can get dropped over an AK. The same can be said about Guafta rather. Maybe even one of them just chooses to go the way of like a Lil. We are going to see some interesting stuff. If C5 do choose to win this round, the next round, the wallets are going to be looking great for Clutch Kings, which means they're probably going to eco, possibly a double eco at that. So we could be looking at pretty pivotal round for pretty much both sides here. If Clutch Kings win this round, you're looking at 12-8. An eco has to come in from C5. You're looking at possibly 13-8 is where we see the next gun round. C5's camp, they win this gun round. An eco from Clutch Kings, 9-11, should win that 10-11. Next gun round's 10-11. So we're going to see what happens here. It's a laser. FAMAS. No, the FAMAS is horrible. Cornell. I have no idea what you're on about, bro. The FAMAS is disgusting. It's going to be Smokey entertained towards long. This Clouds is actually able to cross towards blue. Smokey just peppering some shots with the Smokey. He's able to catch blue in the middle of nowheres. Clouds catches Zin, but Smokey gets his second of the round. Now it's a 3v3. And more often than not, if the trades go the way that the T's would like them to, more often than not favors the T's. They can single out their player on the all alone on a bomb site. Get a bomb plant in a 2v2 bomb plant situation, favors the T's 9 out of 10 times. But we're going to see what they can get done. Short control is the name of the game. As Vaynant is going to drop a molly towards bottom middle. Bit of a questionable one in my opinion. That being said, he does it anyway. Guafta's retrieved one of his own. He's going to molly towards Goose. Now the bomb is going to be planted for short, and that means it's going to be a 3v3 post plant. There is still a player over towards bottom middle, which does mean it is going to be a bit of a lengthy rotate coming in. But the thing is that the C5 players, they've got control of short, and that is what they need to keep control of. If they keep control of short, the bomb's planted with them, they can see how things go. And Vaynant does have a favorable gunfight over towards his players in CT. That being said, all 3 CTs in the same position. A smoke towards short could mean that it's going to go from bad to worse for the CTs, but now it's the play over towards Gandalf, which is Deza, which is where the round hinges. He's able to get 2 on the spray down. Actually, Pax trades him out. Vaynant and Guafta emerge from the smoke, get the trade, and that is exactly what C5 needed. 2 players stay alive, so the economy is not looking great. But Clutch Kings are ultimately going to have to eco into this round. They're actually going to choose to force some upgraded pistols. They know they're going to be double eco regardless. They don't want to submit that 2-round buffer to C5. Another smoke towards lowers. The question is, do they rest on their laurels like they did the last time? And over towards lowers is blue. He's going to be entertained by Smokey. He should understand that there could be a player close. And he gets taken out. And that means upper tons can get cleared. But in the meantime, Vaynant gets 2. Smokey's position is known in lowers. And if he preemptively peeks, he could fall. Baggy's able to get 1 into Dez in the meantime with Cloudy with the trade. And they know Smokey is in lowers. They know there is at most 1 player on the A bomb site, but little do they know that there is no players on the A bomb site. Smokes for the cross come in, and it's going to be a 3v2 post plants. Pax is going to look to retrieve an AK towards long, as the double hinged retake is going to be the name of the game, but Guafta is actually going to molly his teammates. And Clouds is able to readjust quite nicely over towards Smokey, and now it's Pax left with the retrieved AK in a 1v3, and if I was Pax, you save, yeah. But he understands that there are possibly 2 players low. But he gets taken up by Vaynant. As easy as you like. The round goes the way of C5. That is what they needed. 11-10. Now the T's are going to weigh up their options into how they want to choose to take this round. They should know. They do know, rather, that Clutch Kings are eco. We saw them reinvest into last round. They would know this. They would have seen that they weren't falling prey to aim punch, etc. And the upgraded pistols could also spell that. That being said, though, it is an eco from Clutch Kings. Baggy's got a smoke, and we're going to see the old favorite. Smoke middle, all 5 go long. That's, I assume, what's going to happen. Maybe they throw a bit of a spanner in the works, you know. Smoke middle, all 5 cross B. No, it's probably going to be the former, though. Actually, never mind. They're going to set up early in the round. A long corner smoke comes out from Clouds. They're just going to choose to play the slow. I like this from C5. Bit of wasted use all over towards long. Trying to fake that long take. But be there as it may. Again, if I'm Clutch Kings, I'm not a particular fan of how they set up with pistols. Usually with pistols, you want to overwhelm your enemy. That's why people choose to rush a site or something along those lines. But if you're gonna look to play a normal 2-1-2 setup or 3-1-1, you wanna make the T's walk into a stack, and that's not what you're doing. You've got 2 unarmored pistols on the B bomb site, and that's gonna be easy pickings for the C5 boys. As they're gonna flash out. The first falls, and now it's Des in the entry. He gets the second. And if you're gonna try win an eco round, this is not how to do it. Taking notes on how to not win a round. That's how you do it. Because if you got pistols, the only way you're going to win the round is ultimately by overwhelming the opponent. And that's exactly the opposite of what Clutch Kings have done. They've given 1v1s all as easy as you like. Now it's Baggy left in 1v5. C5 is playing very well right now. I mean, I think we'll see if C5 is playing well the next round. If I'm being perfectly honest with you. Because you're going to see the investment from CK come in. Maybe they choose to partially invest, they can get the AWP out. We'll see what happens. They are going to choose to partially invest, they can get the AWP out in the next round. So 11-11 is the score. And C5 can possibly get the first round up, I believe, of the half. Yes, roundabout. Vaynon spraying over towards long. Clouds is just going to leave his teammates in the meantime. They understand that they're eco and they just want to take this round slowly as such. But Smokey gets the first kill of the round over towards blue. And Pax preemptively pushing the smoke is a bit questionable. You've got man advantage. You can play it a bit slower. You don't really have to push the smoke. And the round's going to fall around them now. Clouds gets a kill onto Smokey. And the A bomb and the B bomb side rather goes the way of C5. The bomb's going to be planted and ultimately 12th round is more than likely going to be posted on the board. As Vaynon is waiting in T-spawn with open arms for the exits of the CTs. We're going to see what happens. First round advantage from round 2, I believe. Yes, first round advantage since round 2 or 4, depending on which way you look at it. Goes C5's way. So now C5 need to start stringing some rounds together. They've got their 4th in a row. If they can get through the buy round of CK, then we're looking at an interesting end to the half. Seeing Vaynon, he's on 29 kills, he's been popping off. Dez is on the opposite side of the scoreboard, he's 10 for 16, but Crick unable to show up on the serve as of this moment. He's 7 for 18. Got to see what they can get done in the buy round, ultimately where it's most important. You can get everything you want. You can get double op setup if you choose to do so. Or you can get one, which is what we're going to see. Big green gun on Crick, and a boost in short comes in. And they're going to choose to take long. Bit of early flashes coming out, so Smokey's going to try this play towards lowers again. Which is a bit questionable. And I don't completely understand how Dez is giving him the light of day to win that gunfight, but be there as it may. It's pretty choreographed as to what was going to happen. But now Crick gets the second of the round over towards blue. Now you're going to have a bit of a tough ask of trying to take this A bomb site. So they're going to be walking into Molly's flashes. And CK should have this round 9 out of 10 times, and they do so. Guafta now in a 1v5 situation. Doesn't expect Pax's peek behind the smoke. Ultimately that round, it's just Deza made that kill easy for Smokey towards lowers, you know? He smoked towards bottom middle. You knew exactly what he was going to do pretty much. You don't really have to give him the light of day. And ultimately, you 4 lowers, you've not only lost a full belt of utility to possibly fake a mid to B or maybe a short take, but now you've lost a player. You've lost a man that has a cross on his screen. That makes it a 4v5. Crick takes out another player with the AWP. 3v5, and you're not going to win a round on dust in a 3v5. 9 out of 10 times you're going to lose that round, especially when taking long. That being said, Crick has left the server. There's going to be armor that will have to be repurchased, but be there as it may. There's the pause. Is that a good long exec? I mean, in a 3v5, considering Clouds he was one of the players alive. He already smoked long corner. I don't know if they had 2 smokes. I think they may have only had 1 smoke. So, be there as it may, you only had 1 smoke and unable to cross along with only 1 smoke. Blind, mollied, nothing with the way of C5 that round. But again, it just falls down to that early lowers pick from Smokey, you know. Desert doesn't have to give him the light of day. It's pretty much choreographed what Smokey's going to do. He's done that multiple times in this half. He smoked towards bottom middle. There's only one thing he's going to do. There's 2 things rather. Either he's going to hide behind Xbox, which I doubt's going to happen, or he's going to peek towards lowers. And it was the latter. And Desert gave him the light of day. He was able to get the kill, and ultimately the round fell around C5 from then. Vivid said CK went 16-14. So, actually, with that being said, 12-12 is the score. I want to see your guys' predictions for this game. My prediction for your game was right. Of course it was right, bro. Why are you saying, you sound like you're surprised? Of course I was right. I'm never wrong. Juan, how's it, Juan? Is that how you say your name? Duan. Juan? Duan. Not sure. Just waiting for Crick to rejoin. I believe he did switch to main power is what they said. Just going to see what happens, huh? Dagger says 1613 to CKW. Bambi's in the chat. How's it, Jan? How you doing, brother, man? Sort of smoke is an opportunity. Lately, that's what we'd love to see. Now he's going to play. Going to see what happens. To my knowledge, as a C5's map pick, I'm subject to correction on that one. But Clutch Kings, for those of you who don't know, are currently 0-5 in groups. They're unable to post any points in the points column, so they need this. They need this to get off the bottom of the table. For those of you who don't know the way it works, 2 groups, 9 teams in each group. Bottom team in each group, they get the boot from the tournament. They're out. Top 4 of each group go through to the upper bracket. The other 4 go to the lower brackets. So in terms of CK's boat right now, I believe it's Aladdin at the bottom of the group. They're also in 6. So CK, they need these points. They need these points. Any point is a good point in terms of their scenario. But ultimately, they are still yet to play Aladdin. So that could be the fixture, or the result rather, that spells whether they're in the low bracket or out of the tournament completely. C5, they're relatively safe at this stage. They've played 6. I believe they've won 1, drawn 2, and lost 3. I'm subject to correction on that. I don't have the table right in front of me. If you don't know, if you scroll down in the description, there's a link to the tournament page where you can check all the info, the schedule, when the games are being played, who's playing when, and ultimately the standings. But ultimately, we're just going to see some good Counter-Strike. That's all we're going to try to do, you know? Aladdin getting smacked. C5 picked it. Aladdin is 0-4. I think Aladdin have played more than four games, I'll be honest. I don't want to alt tab because it freezes my game. But we'll see what happens, huh? Wow, what C5 picked us too. Well, the thing is, in a BO2, the veto went the way, I believe, Clutch Kings... C5 dropped Inferno, Clutch Kings dropped Vert, C5 dropped Mirage, Clutch Kings dropped Overpass. So, yeah. So that's how the veto went. Then the picks went the way Nuke and us too. So I mean, in terms of C5's camp, either you're going to play Train or Dust, and I think Train is a bit of a touch and go map, especially when your Train's not up to standard, especially if you haven't been pracking it. It's very easy to find holes in that map. That being said, that's Train. That's over where the tings go toot toot. We're over on Dust. We're looking to see some exciting things. That video went the same as ours versus Royalty. So it's the 5 that play Royalty correct. They got 2-0'd. Yeah, but that's in the past, you know. We're in the present right now. C5 CK is the game. The 25th round is the name of the game. And we're going to see what happens over here. Smokey's going to smoke towards middle. He's going to cross in that smoke. As C5... Oh, is there a boost in the mid smoke? I want to see this. Crick is going to try attempt to get boosted, but he's not going to see anything. Oh, does he spot the leg? Does he spot the leg? No, he doesn't spot the leg, and he drops off. That means long control pretty much goes the way of C5 pretty much for free. As you're seeing Clutch Kings do a bit of a 1-2-2 setup, I believe. Something along those lines. But that lurk smoke out towards upper B, it could keep the T's there for a little bit longer. Because Clouds is going to miss a molly and actually molly off his teammates completely, which actually denies the trade. If they do choose to push through that smoke over towards short. That being said, it's a 5v5 and the util. The util on C5 side, they've got 2 smokes. They do have 1 player lurking towards long, and that is exactly what CK are thinking. They could creep up towards long, but you've got 2 smokes. So the question is, are you going to smoke mid to be on the box and at B, or are you going to throw the 2 smokes towards short? But Zin actually gets one through the smoke in the meantime. He's able to double down towards Deza. Blue is able to catch Smokey through the doors. Now you've got 1 smoke, and that is on the AWP of Guafta. And Guafta's actually climbing up towards long. Gonna see what he can get done. He's able to catch Baggy on the cross. And he's getting posted on from CT, but Zin's position still has been uncleared, and that was possibly a bit of miscomms there by Blue. He knew Zin had got a couple kills early in the round. His position more than likely went unchanged, but that being said, it's going to be a 2v2 post plant. The bomb is being planted for long, and Guafta's going to reposition as such. He's got a flash and a nade, and Clouds is going to be over towards our site, as both CTs are coming over towards short, and that flash will confirm that at least one of them is there. Now they know that both are there due to the timings of the flashes. And Clouds with a good flash from his teammates, he's able to peek off that, but he's unable to get anything done. The bomb is planted for Guafta, so now Clouds just has to save time. Guafta should be holding his peak. He actually legs Crick in the meantime. But Crick actually wins out the gunfight. Now Clouds are left in 1v2 to 1v1. Position of Pax is known. He gives away the sound cue, but unable to win out the gunfight as Clouds and Pax. Does he have it? He does have it. Ooh, that was all. I believe Guafta must have just given a bit too much over towards long. And ultimately, the round goes the way of Clutch Kings. C5 are able to fully invest back into this. But again, it's not like Clutch Kings are playing better than C5. It's just C5 are making a bit of the mistakes. And no one likes the mistakes, you know. But we'll see what happens. An early leg shot goes the way of Smokey. That being from the big green gun of Guafta. So we're going to see what the C5 boys can get done in this round. The money is not looking great. 12-13 is the score. But in terms of util retention from both sides, it's not looking too great. You're dropping the smokes and the choke points pretty early. Which, it's a bit of a questionable one. But that being said, a B hit seems to be the play, but Blue's dropping all this commotion early, and he's even going to miss a molly in the meantime, which isn't actually going to clear out the back of Big Box. But I believe they are going to attempt to fake a short here. Going to smoke out once again. Again, you're smoking to try pull attention, which you've done so, but now you have to do something with that in the meantime, you know. Now smoke towards bottom middle, you pull the attention all towards B, and you're going to choose to hit B anyway. Clearing over towards middle. Cloudsy gets one in the meantime over towards Pax. Now backside, Blue takes out Smokey rather. Crick's able to get 2 into middle onto towards Vaynant and Guafta. Now it's a 3v3 retake. The low HP of Cloudsy and Crick could be something to keep an eye on later on in this round, as there are 2 mollies that are able to get dropped in the choke points. Those gather 7.5 seconds if they choose to respect them and not push through them. And both those mollies are going to be dropped in the meantime. Flash comes in above car, which allows for the retake to start to commence, as Zin's going to molly towards under window, which is going to actually flush. Oh, but I missed molly at that. Baggy gets the first kill of the retake over towards Clouds, as Blue's able to trade him out. Now the low HP of Crick comes to entertain him, and Blue's able to almost get his third, and just like that, it's Zin left in 1v2. He's going to save the AWP, but he's actually going to get taken out by Deza. 13 all rather, is the name of the game. Clutch King's a bit of a disjointed retake. I missed molly over towards window. You stop that avenue of the retake to come in. And now Clutch Kings are left scratching their head. Now they should, if the Counter-Strike gods allow it, the round should go the way of the superior weaponry, that being C5s. 3 players are over towards long. But it is just going to be a B hit, as they're going to push towards upper B. Smokey's position going uncleared could mean he could get a couple kills of his own. He's going to emerge. He's got 1, but he's unable to get more than that. Smoke towards the doors, and 2 players spotted by Cloudshead towards bottom middle. The bomb's able to get planted. 14-13 looks to be the name of the game. Des is able to re-smoke the choke points, and that gathers him 18 seconds. That being said, if CK choose to respect that, the round does go the way of C5. There are no kits, so I don't see a way in which Clutch Kings win this round unless The whole of C5 killing console. 14-13 is the score. And Guaf may submit this AWP. Cloud's denying the save of any of the armor on the Clash King side, and that armor could have actually proved to be pretty important coming into the next round. Now you're going to have to reinvest armor, and reinvested armor means that you're not going to have the util you would have been looking for. But it's going to be a reinvestment from Clutch Kings. C5 and the boys, they've got some extra cash to gather them through the next round if they do choose to lose this one. They're going to see what happens. There's a spotting towards bottom middle for that lowest push that has been the theme of how Smokey chooses to play Dust 2 at that. But again, we're not really seeing... It's a bit of a touch and go setup out here by Clutch Kings. They're choosing to play 1-1-3, which is nothing wrong with per se, but you've taken short, you've left the play on the bomb site, and possibly maybe if you take short, you play 2 towards bottom middle, try to get a trade going over there. It's going to be Guaf then. Paxy's going to be solo on the B bomb site, and he's just going to show himself, because why not, you know? Solo B, not that important. Squafter's going to stick around and try to get something done. Molly towards big box is going to flush out that position. Squafter's going to peer out for some more, and he catches Smokey. But there is one more player here, and the question is, does he go cleared? Guafter's got the AWP in hand, and he could play up close and personal, but the player over in the side, that is Zin, and he finished off the kill in the meantime, and looks like it's going to be 15 posts on the board. And map points is going to go the way of C5. That is if Zin chooses to say this AWP, which I believe he is going to do so. C5 do have the money to hunt. The bomb has been planted. They can invest next round due to the round win. Rather, Vaynant and Deza have the money to hunt. Maybe Blue would choose not to do so. Guafta can reinvest regardless. 15-13 is the score. Now the AWP is going to be looked to be rejected. And that's what Vaynant succeeds in doing so. 15-13 is the score. Now C5 have got map points on their hand. And every map is a victory. You know, every map's a point to get on the board, and that's a point further away from the peril that is 9th position in the pool standings. But we're still on Dust, 15-13. We've seen what other teams have done in the past. Oh, Guafta's going to take things into his own account. Smokey again. Choreographed. He's going to smoke towards bottom middle. We've seen him do that all too often this half. Guafta's going to push towards bottom middle with the AWP, trying to play up close and personal. Vaynant's going to try to get something done. He's actually able to catch Zin in transition towards bottom middle. Crick is going to peek and drop the bomb with the MP9 over towards bottom middle, and now it's a 4v3. Smoke is dropped in the choke points, and a mid-speed smoke comes in, and a flash to follow by Clouds there. Could possibly suggest that they're going to push to the mid-smoke, but ultimately it's just wasted util. Baggy, he's peering up towards short, and he's going to catch Blues unawares. Now it's a 3v3, and ultimately C5 are granting CK an avenue into winning this round for no real reason, but the flashes and smokes come in. Baggy's up close and personal, and Guaf gets one into Crick in the meantime, but Pax trades him out. Now over in the A bomb site, it is Baggy. He's dropped down towards CT. Now it's a 2v2 plus spawn, 2 AKs on the side of the T's and 1 AK on the side of the CTs. No kits on either of them, which means they have to be relatively hastily in this retake. Cloudset does have the angle. He does win that gunfight out. And now it's Pax left. AK in hand, 1v2. All C5 have to do is peek together. They do so. And 16-13 is the score. And that is sweet sugary goodness if I'm on the side of C5. 16-13 on their map pick. That's 1 point posted in the points column. Unfortunate for Clutch Kings, they're unable to get anything done. Vaynant and Clouds actually get two fracture cases of their own, which is Guap. That's Guap, huh? And Lately was right. He said 16-30. That's what you love to see, huh? Big brain rattling does it again. But yeah, that means we're just going to be wading into jumping into Nuke, which we're actually going to load into right now. So I don't think there's any need to have a break. We can just chill. We can just chat. Could just vibe, you know? We're just chilling out here over in the VS Gaming World channel. We're waiting for map 2 to start. Oh, it's an oof hectic. Hey, it came through though, it came through. That's all that matters. But while we wait for the players to get ready for Nuke, you guys know what to do. First thing you gotta do is scroll down and see where it says subscribe. You gotta hit that button until it says subscribed. And then the thing is, there's a little bell next to that subscribe button. You gotta press that too, right? And then you gotta open a new tab, type in twitter.com, and then search for @NickBart. And then you gotta follow me there as well, you know? Selfless plug, I gotta do what I gotta do. That's so we can keep up to date on all the sweet sugary goodness, you know? On all the sweet sugary goodness. Gonna see what can get done. Easy peasy for C5 on the first map. 16-13. I think we may actually just jump into like a quick break, you know, let the players catch a bit of a break. Let you guys go grab some water, grab your coffee, grab your water, whatever you want to do. Can just chill in the meantime, you know. I'll put on some jams if you want to stick around. So we'll just vibe, you know. We'll just chill over here. Gonna see what can get done, huh? But I'll check you guys in a little bit. Look, Oaks. Look, Oaks. Look. Oaks, look. This is all I'm saying. I'm ready for some map 2 goodness. I'm ready for some map 2 antics to go down. That's what I'm ready for. I don't know if you Oaks are ready, but all I know is that I'm ready for the goodness. And whether you Oaks are is a bit of a different question. You know, I'm in the hot seat. I'm bringing it to you live from your couch, your desk, your... I don't know where you guys are watching this game from. Your phone, your bed, your iPad, your dinner table. I don't know. I'm in the hot seat. I'm watching this firsthand, and I'm ready for some sweet, sugary Counter-Strike. TPQ just had a banging shower, and we just had a banging first map. And I'm ready for this to go down. I'm ready to see some interesting stuff go out. One thing that's interesting to note, right, with the way that the tournament works out, BO2 is in the group stage. When you see a BO2, for those of you that don't know, there's 2 ban phases before a pick phase comes out. And what that means basically is normally with BO3s, there's only 1 ban phase. So each team can drop a map and then the other team picks one. So and that ban is usually your insta ban. That's usually the map you don't prac. So usually the map you play against the other team is usually the best map. So with BO2s it's a bit different. You're able to insta ban your map, and then if you've done your research, you can ban your opponent's best map, which means you're ultimately playing their second best map each time. More often than not, second or third best map. So that means in terms of BO2s, you're going to see a lot of maps overlapping. You're going to see a lot of those Dust 2s, a lot of the Nukes, a lot of the Verts come out, because those are normally teams' second to third best maps. So that being said, that means we're looking for some close Counter-Strike, because that's what both teams prac. And that's why we're ready to jump into Nuke. It looks like Zin's already lining out some outside smokes, and they're going to drop an early wall of outside smokes towards outside, which also suggests a quick secret drop, but also not having those 3 smokes means that all the info is going to be there even if you try to fake it. So they are going to drop, and Guaf the spot at the site. He's able to catch one at the baggy in the meantime, as Pax is able to ultimately drop towards secret. But again, it's going to be a fake, but Guafta knows this. He's able to catch one on the cross. He saw another one cross that he wasn't actually able to get the frag off of, but ultimately the man advantage early in the round goes the way of Critical5. This is CK's map pick. That is why Critical5 have chosen to start on the CT side. Nuke being a map that is predominantly CT sided, especially in the past. We've seen the Danes pretty much reign supreme on this map, your Astraluses, your Naughts, but in the meantime, it's going to be Smokey who's going to try reign supreme on Guafta. And Deza going uncleared, he's good for 1, possibly trying to get a second. He's got 1 bullet left in his mag, and he's going to just try to turn around. He does the 180! And Blue comes out to help him out, and just like that, it's Pax left in a 1v3 situation, and he's just given away his position. And he's unable to get anything done. Blue takes him out, and the first pistol round goes the way of C5. Deza doing a great job there on ramp, able to stay alive, able to get 2 in the meantime. Perfect sweet sugary goodness from Critical5. They've got the map on the first round on the board rather, as well as the first map in the points column. Clutch Kings unable to post any map so far in the pool stages, so they're going to look to get off the mark, especially with a series. It's definitely a series that they're going to look to take points from. We've had a pretty tough run of fixtures prior to this, but this is definitely the first one that they should surely get a couple maps. But Blue gets 3 on the spray down with the MP9, and the anti-eco is eco farming ultimately for the side of C5. The MP9s pick up all the kills, and it's going to be a full investment from Clutch Kings. This is a bit of a bonus round for C5. It looks like Cloudzer has chosen to upgrade. I'm personally not a fan of. I think on a map like Nuke, you can drop that early smoke towards Squeaky and probably play down towards Vents with the MP9, play up close, a double dink at close range, you get a free AK. You don't really have to upgrade. But that being said, maybe you want those rifles at the longer range, over towards ramp, over towards outside, possibly holding towards Mouth and Squeaky and Hut respectively. We've going to see where they choose to position these MP9s, whether they want to play up close and personal towards outside. That doesn't suggest that due to the info that the utility that they've purchased. But we're going to see what they can get done. There are 2 rifles on the C5 side with 3 SMGs, and there are 5 AKs on the Clutch King side. No nades, which suggests it's probably going to be an outside play, because there's no nades for the door. But maybe I'm going to be shut up in a little bit. We're going to see what happens. There's no nades blow open the door, and that's often. And the MP9s are actually going to get up close and personal towards outside. Smokey has hold the angle. He's able to get 2 on the spray down. Second one caught him by surprise, just as it caught me. Just like that. That's full belts of utility. And as I said, I wasn't thinking that was going to happen due to the utility that they've purchased, but they've chosen to play up close and personal regardless. And ultimately, you've lost a couple full belts of utility, along with the SMGs. Now it's Clouds and Guafta tasked with bringing this round back, wrestling this round back from the 2v5 that they found themselves in. There's going to be a question as to whether they save. But Clouds is actually going to be caught in transition. He's spotted out by Smokey. And now it's Guafta. 1v5, and he's stuck behind a smoke on ramp, questioning his life decisions. What should he have eaten for dinner? McDonald's or Burger King, you know? Should he have a chocolate milkshake or a strawberry milkshake or a vanilla milkshake, you know? When you go to Spur, do you get the ribs or do you get the steak? You know? When you go to McDonald's, do you get a Big Mac meal or I don't know what else people get at McDonald's. That was a bad example. You know, I'm trying my hardest, Joe. Trying my hardest. Does he fold his pizza or not, you know? Pretty sure all of us know the answer to that question. And that's fold the pizza, you know, obviously. Maybe he's thinking, does he put cereal first before his milk, or does he choose to put the milk first? You know, it's all the questions that life has to offer. But that being said, the first proper buy round is going the way of C5. They've got 5 rifles posted, those being 2 of the lesser FAMASs against the 5 AKs of Clutch Kings as the outside smokes come in. Guafta's just going to be patrolling towards warehouse as a decent nade comes in. Nades, especially on the CT side, are especially important. The M4 is not having that one-shot headshot potential. You need those nades to be well placed to tag them down to 75 points of health or 80 points of health, so that those one-shot headshots could come in. And Smokey is going to be the first to tell that tale. Vaynant is able to get one and drop a smoke to deny the trade. Over towards top silo, Baggy takes down Guafta, but Baggy's tagged down to 5 points of health in the meantime, so he's going to have a tough time dropping from the silo. Now it's a 4v4 mid-round. Outside controllers, majority the way of the T's, as Dez is going to re-smoke towards secret. Going to see what they can get done. Still a 4v4, and Blue's got info over towards lobby. So if they choose to pincer the say bomb side, he'll have the info. But the smoke is fading smoke in mouth allows Vaynant to get his second kill of the round, and he's caught in transition by Pax as Zin catches Clouds there, being unawares over towards Hull. And he's able to get 2 in the round, and now it's Deza left in a 1v3. And Baggy's probably going to grind clear towards CT Red rather than he takes out Deza. And everything was going right for C5 that round. Just Clouds is caught unawares towards Hull. And the round goes Clutch King's way. 2-2's the score. The eco goes the way of C5. Well, the eco is going to be what's on C5's mind. They're just going to purchase up a CZ and a Pizza 50 in the meantime. Possible lobby crunch or something along those lines. Just going to push towards ramp. Zin is going to entertain that with the AK. He's able to get 1 on the spray. He's able to reposition and get the second. And ultimately a relatively clean anti-eco. It's Blue left. He has to reload the CZ, and the CZ has an awfully long reload time, and Zin takes him out with the Glock, and relatively successful anti-eco. And the money's looking good for Clutch Kings. And as I mentioned last map, to those of you who are tuning in late, C5 did win 16-13, but especially in Counter-Strike, whether you're a T or CT, you gotta try get the enemy's economy under control. You gotta start making them buy extra guns for their teammates when they win rounds, but they lose casualties. You gotta start making them do such. That being said, in that eco round, C5 weren't able to drop anyone, so Clutch Kings are able to build up a bit of bank in the meantime. Baggy's close to 10k, Pax is on that. Same could be said about Zin. But the next round is the important round for C5. They're going to invest into that, but they're going to see what work they can get done on the pistols in the meantime. Just going to see it's just going to be AKs patrolling towards outside of Smokies. Gets the first contact on the round over towards Guafta. As the delayed outside smokes are going to come in. And ultimately a slow round coming out from Clutch Kings. Quiet map. Just hear the whistles blowing, but the mollies are being thrown out for top huts as the A bomb site is going to be the one that is going to be called to defend. Clouds and Blue unable to get anything done, but Vaynant with the Deagle gets 2 of his own, and he's able to retrieve an AK. He's actually able to catch Smokey, and on the continuation spray, almost catches out Baggy. Now it's Deza left in a 1v2, unable to catch Pax, looking the wrong way rather. And even though Vaynant did some work with that Deagle, he's able to deny 3 AKs being saved from Clutch Kings, but now it's the full buy round from the side of C5. They've got the AWP on Guafta, which is quite a powerful weapon, especially on a map like Nuke. You don't want to get that double AWP out, but the AWP can be quite versatile. I can peek over towards ramp, we can hold over towards outside, possibly crossing towards secret early, getting something done over there. And the question is, Guaf, he is going to patrol towards outside with that AWP. He's currently watching towards top of silo, but he's going to peer towards T-Red. He's going to choose to pull back and hold a bit more of a passive angle, and Des is going to just nade ramp in response to a couple bullets peppered to the smoke, tagging Baggy down to 68. And as I said, it's important to make sure it's well placed nades. Makes that M4 just that more potent at range. Des is going to flash, possibly try to peek off that. He's hiding behind orange. Problem is he's very susceptible to molly, and that's why Clouds has come to help him out. He is going to be mollied out to his Deza. Clouds is going to come help him out from Hull. He gets 1 in the meantime, trades out Deza, but Clouds overstaying is welcome. He actually gets 2 as Blue is able to catch Pax out towards outside. Vaynant gets 1, it's Baggy, and Guaf finally gets taken up by Zin. And now Zin left in a 1v4 to 1v3. Clouds is caught trying to trade out guns. The bomb is in control, and as we saw last map, if you give these Clutch Kings boys 1v1s, they'll take them every day of the week. Give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Well, Zin, he's got the AK in hand, he's got 2 kills in the round, he's feeling it. And he's got the 2 1v1s that I've alluded to. There's a player over towards Mouth on his lonesome, and 1 player over towards ramp. The he will be able to get given out, but Vaynant's got all the confidence in the world. He swings out, takes out Zin, and the buy round goes the way of C5, but an expensive one at that. 3 casualties in the meantime. That means 3 players need either to reinvest or get rifles dropped over towards them. But now's the time C5 need to start stringing some rounds together so that they can do some damage to the wallets of Clutch Kings. You still got Baggy and Pack sitting pretty. Zin and Smokey relatively so. Crick's the only one with $0. There's going to be just a quick A hit. Change of pace is what's called out. Clouds and Blue get in the meantime. As Blue's just got to stay alive in the back of the bomb site. Clouds is going to come out to help up from heaven. Baggy catches Blue out. Clouds and Deza rather are both caught unawares with their pants down over towards heaven. Zin comes and clears them out. 5-3 is the score. And an unclean gun round and a loss of a gun round after that means that C5 are looking at an eco in the face, and 6 rounds looking to go the way of the Clutch Kings. And with Nuke being a relatively CT-sided map, if you're a Clutch Kings and you're staring down the barrel of 7 or 8 rounds, you'll take those. And if they can capitalize on ones further than that, you're looking at a good half from the side of Clutch Kings and possibly an even series. But that being said, Vaynant's tagged down to 1 point of help towards outside. He's got the... that's Guafta rather. Vaynant is over towards outside though. He's unable to get the kill over towards Baggy. This is an awkward gunfight. Vaynant, please just run away. Fall to the molly or something. But we'll see what happens. Who picked what map? This is Clutch King's pick. Last map was Dust 2, which was C5's pick. They won that out 16-15. 16-13 rather. Gonna see what they can get done. Vaynant gets tapped down by Baggy. Crick takes down Clouds there. And now it's Blue and Deza left in a 2v5 to see what damage they can get done. Blue's gonna push over towards Hutton See if Clutch King's unawares of this. You can catch him looking the wrong way, but he only gets a dink. Blue, he only gets a dink. No. And I caught that. He doesn't want to see. He doesn't want to know that. No. Oh no, it's not happening twice. (3-6) is the score, and we're gonna act like those whiffs never happened. Gonna act like those whiffs never happened, but it is a full buy round coming out from C5. The purchase of the head arm is a bit questionable, considering you don't have that great of util to work with in the first place. As you know, you're coming up against 5 AKs. You know you don't have to purchase up that head armor. You know they have one-shot headshot potential regardless. But it is going to be Vaynant that's going to be entertained towards secrets. He's in no man's land, and he ultimately gets taken out by Smokey. That's the B bomb site going the way of Clutch Kings as Baggy catches Guaf in transition. And now it's Baggy taking contact over towards Blue, towards outside. And Dez is actually able to get 2 of his own. But now Dez is in no man's land. He shouldn't really be getting more than that 2 that he initially got, and that's the name of the game. Now it's a 2v2. Blue and Clouds there against the low HP of Smokey and Zin. Zin takes out Blue in the meantime, and now it's Clouds left in a 1v2. The both positions of the T is unknown. The bomb planter as well as the play over towards Decon. But he's full blind. Preemptive peek from Zin could spell Smokey's demise being on low HP, but Smokey wins out the gunfight. 3-7 is the score. And Clutch Kings, they're looking good. They're choosing to play this quite effectively. They're throwing those outside smokes in. Vaynant has tried to counter that by going secret quickly, but he's on his lonesome, especially being unable to cross towards outside early. They haven't actually tried that. That's something I'd like to see from C5. If you drop that glaive smoke or flash from your teammates, if you see that they're throwing those outside smokes early, you can cross towards secret that way, drop that glaive smoke, get a teammate to flash for you, cross towards secret with a rifle. They throw those outside smokes, wait a little bit, call a flash. You can either kill players blind, or you can clear it and subsequently stack the A bomb sites. But ultimately, we're not seeing many gimmicks coming out of C5. We're just seeing pretty much standard Counter-Strike coming out from them, and the same could be said about Clutch Kings. Nothing really insane has been thrown. Nothing like the kitchen sink. But in the meantime, it is going to be a 4-round advantage that they've got on the board. And Vaynant gets the kill onto Baggy this round. He struggled the previous round, but he wins out the gunfight this round. And as Niix around, this is exactly how they want to go. Blue preemptively pushing towards Hut. He gets taken out by Pax. Now Vaynant towards Mouth. He's trying to get something more done with the Eagle. Emerging from Squeaky Door's Crick. Guaf gets taken out by him. Vaynant's able to retrieve that AK and close the door behind him. Now it's a 3v3. If C5 can do some extra damage and possibly yield themselves a round to win, this would be good not only for the morale, but to make a little bit of a dent in the Clutch King's pockets. Baggy's on 11k, Smokey's almost on 14. He's almost at that 16k threshold. But with that being said, the last 3 Clutch Kings players are going to hit towards the ramp room and ultimately go down towards the B-bomb site. And these sound cues will be heard on the side of C5, who are already a map up. So they'll be looking at getting this 2-0, but Zin wants to say otherwise. He gets 2. One onto Vaynant and one onto Deza. Now it's Clouds are left in a 1v3. Deagle in hand. He's going to try just possibly save an AK or do some extra damage in the meantime. The door's not open, so he's going to have to give out that sound cue. Ultimately unable to get anything done. Clutch Kings win the half, especially as the T side going to be smiling from year to year. Clutch Kings unable to post any points in the points column so far in the tournament. They haven't had the best run of results as well as fixtures. Playing pretty much the more experienced and the people you expect to beat them in the group so far. But this is definitely one that they would be looking at and thinking they can get points off of them. C5 again, they think the same thing. They've got 4 points of their own. They've won 1 and drawn 2. So C5 definitely want to capitalize. They wanted to get a 2-0 victory, but it looks like Clutch Kings think otherwise. They want to try win out this map and ultimately a 1-all scoreline. But ultimately it's Clutch Kings. 8-3 is the score. The first kill does go the way of Critical5 rather. Baggy gets taken down by Vaynant. As the outside smokes are going to come in. A bit of a variation on them. Going to smoke closer towards heaven, allows for a possible mouth pinch to come in. Cloud's just going to throw a flash and fall off, and Vaynant's going to get all this info. He's taken out by Smokey, but he gets one into Zin in the meantime. Now it's going to be Blue. It's going to be the next to be entertained. But they're actually just going to choose to walk outside, or the Clutch Kings boys. Over towards top of hull is Guafta. He's going to just peek out wide, and Clouds there comes to help him out. Now it's Crick left in 1v4. He's found himself a vacant A bomb site, but there's no bomb. 15 seconds left on the clock. Ultimately gets taken out by Blue. That means the round goes the way of C5. Four 8. Clutch Kings have already won out the half. That's pretty successful considering they're on the T side of Nuke. Gonna see if C5 can make this a respectable scoreline at that. If they do want to take the series 2-0 after they've already won the first map, that being Dust 2, and that being their pick. And Vaynant is caught in no man's land. He's tagged out to 3 points of hull through the squeaky door, with a dink going his way. But again, the setup's not working. The last round, you won it perfectly fine. You had a play over towards Secret, even though you didn't cross outside early. You had a player that crossed, and then a flash from his teammates who was able to get a kill and get some info in the meantime. And now Guafta's in no man's land. I want to see C5 throw a bit of gimmicks, you know? Drop that glaive smoke towards T-Red, cross towards Secret early, and then get a flash 20 seconds after the smokes have been thrown, or so. Or like when the smokes have bloomed, like 10 seconds after they've bloomed. You can either get some free kills due to players being blind, or you can get some info. So it's a win-win scenario. Or you even shock see the first smoke. That means the outside smokes can't come in. That means Clutch Kings can't even fake an outside play, or even go down towards outside without taking some damage. But ultimately, Clutch Kings, they're just playing their Counter-Strike, and now they're 8-4 up, 9-4 about to be. And it's as easy as you like for Clutch Kings. There hasn't really been any sort of curveball that C5 have thrown them, which is a bit of a worrying sight from C5 sort of thing, which lets you know how deep their map pool is. Dust 2 didn't look too convincing. We know that their Vertigo and their Overpass, we know that the Overpass rather is a decent map on theirs, but we're going to see what they can get done. That's 9-4. He's still able to bring it back. Guafta's purchased up the AWP once more. But I want to see some gimmicks, maybe some lobby crunches, or with a glaive smoke outside, or maybe a double ramp setup with an aggro ramp play of some sort. But we're ultimately just seeing Clutch Kings take things at their own pace. They're playing their game, and C5 are falling prey to that. With that being said, though, 4-9 is the score. There's another gun round. And one thing C5 don't want to do is submit that double digits to Clutch Kings, especially them being on the T side. As the outside smokes are going to come out once more. These are the shallower ones, which allow you to cross closer to the smokes. However, you are a bit more vulnerable towards heaven with these smokes. And nades in response don't do any damage, and questionable at that. This Clouds should have Crick's down like he does, walking out of hut, playing towards Mustang. He gets the opening kill of the round, and Blue playing towards second vent. He's susceptible to a molly. I'm not a massive fan of someone playing second vent, especially when you don't have a smoke. Very common to get mollied in that position. You can't drop a smoke to get out. You're pretty much a sitting duck. But that being said, The CK boys, they have crossed towards Secret, and they have found a vacant B bomb site. In the meantime, Baggy gets one, but he's traded out by Guafta. So it's going to be a 3v4 post plant. And Smokey's trying to find himself some free real estate, and he's able to tag down Clouds there to 27 damage rather. As Deza's going to clear towards ramp. It's a 4v3 now. Clouds are preemptively peeking, especially without his teammates. Means that the CTs are going to have a tough time in this retake. 4v3 retake now turned 3v2. Vaynard's able to wrestle it back. 2v2. The bomb has been tapped. The door has been opened. Des is able to get one in the meantime. Now Zin, they line up for him and he gets 2 on the spray down. 10-4. He puts a question mark on the wall. And I couldn't agree with him more. 10-4 is the score. Clutch Kings are just looking the better side at the moment. 10-4. You've already won out the half. You've posted double digits, especially on the T side. C5 are left scratching their heads a bit, clearly not understanding what's been going wrong. They haven't been throwing any gimmicks, they haven't been throwing the kitchen sink at the scenario. That being said, again, head armor is a bit questionable, the purchase of that. You know you're coming up against a full buy. No real need to purchase up that head armor. You can purchase up an extra smoke, an extra nade. But I like this from Guafta. You've played it around. Now you've got a free kill because of it, because you've changed things up. That being said, Clouds has been dropped in the meantime by Smokey. And now it's a 4v4. Vaynard's in no man's land towards Hut. He gets taken out by Pax. And that could mean that the round's just going to go the way of Clutch Kings. The A site is going to be hit. Blue's able to drop the bomb. There is 2 players over towards Squeaky though. Over towards Heaven. Des is only good for 1. Now it's a 2v2. Pax is singled out a 1v1 over towards Guafta. Blue's got the number of Zin. And 10-5 is the half. Let's go CK. Zin big dog. Maybe C5 have got something in the locker for the T side. Maybe they've got some gimmicks to show us. I'm quite a fan of the Heaven wrap. Want to pistol around, drop over a couple P250s by smoke and a flash. They're just going to purchase up 1 smoke and 1 flash. No nade though, which means that there's no nade for the door sequence. But with that being said, it does look like it's just going to be relatively slow lobby play. There is 1 player creeping towards outside. I assume that will be Deza with the P250. It is, so you can take these long range duels with that. It's got that 1-tap headshot potential over range, which is what Baggy knows about. He doesn't have to take that fight. He's susceptible to that 1-shot headshot. Vaynard's is lining up. Smoke towards mouth, and smoke and a flash comes in perfectly effective. Guaf gets 1, Clouds and Blue get 1 of their own. Smokey chimes in for 1 of his own. Now it's Crick left and 1v4. And a great pistol round. Goes the way of C5, 6-10. And this is now the time then you start cementing a comeback. You got to string some rounds together. You got to make the anti-ecos clean. If you can win out this round relatively clean at that, looking at 7-10. And the investment's going to come in from Clutch Kings next round. That being, if they don't want any, they're actually going to choose to force into this. So now, C5, this is their chance to make a comeback. They can win this round, 7-10. And then you're going to win that anti-eco, hopefully, if everything goes your way, and you're looking at 8-10. And then the first gun round goes your way, and it's game back on. And when you've got the momentum, anything's possible. It is a full investment from Clutch Kings. They upgraded pistols and arm on all their players. Pax and Smokey have got the Deagles, which can do a bit more damage than that of the P250s, especially at range. Pax is the first to take contact over towards Guafta, towards outside. Now it's just a slow and methodical clear of the map coming out from C5. They don't have that much util to work with, but it is going to be just be an A hit. Pax caught in no man's land by Blue. Allows for the bomb to be planted on A, but Zin is going to emerge from the vents, but he gets taken now by Deza. Guafta catches Baggy in rotation, and now it's Crick and Smokey left in a 2v5. Guafta takes out Smokey, and now it's Crick left towards Secret. 5-7 in hand. And it's important that C5 kept this round relatively clean. They need to keep these rifles going into the next round. Crick's going to take out Vaynant, and that's possibly a saved Galil, but Deza takes him out, and it's important that they kept that run clean. No one falls to the bomb. As easy as you like. 7 sends the score. Now it's a full eco from Clutch Kings. You got to be vulnerable to the airstrike outside. That's got to be one of C5's thoughts. Either it's going to be A, a lobby crunch, or B, an airstrike towards outside. Those are the more likely of the two. Of the many scenarios actually that happen on an anti-eco, but with 4 nades purchased up and a deagle on Crick, I assume it's just going to be an airstrike towards outside, trying to catch a T unawares rather. If I was C5, you just set up. You have a rifle go towards top of a silo. You have 2 players on the rafters in lobby, holding for that lobby crunch. 1 player towards outside, playing at range, and another player holding the squeaky aggression. And then you just play the anti-eco at that. If you hold for the lobby crunch, you get free kills. They walk into your crosshair. It's free ecos, free confidence boosters. The question is, over towards outside is Deza. He's going to be subject to this airstrike. Guafta, rather. He gets tagged down to 69 points of health. Those are the 4 nades thrown. And ultimately, that is the first obstacle avoided. Smokes are coming out, and the A site is going to be the choice of contact. Clouds is able to get 2 on the entry. Guafta chimes in for 2 of his own. Crick gets 1 into Dez in the meantime towards outside, and he's got the Galil. Question is he going to save it, or is he going to stick around and try to do some extra damage? Next round is the buy round, I would assume. I'm going to see what Crick can get done. He spots out Vaynant. Oh, but Vaynant just deletes him regardless, and now it's the buy round. Blue's got that Mac 10, so it's a question as to whether he's going to upgrade that. He is going to do so. So this is the full investment from both sides. 5 rifles on the side of C5, 2 of them being Galils. And 4 rifles and an AWP on the side of Clutch Kings. And those 4 unknown unhead armored CTs could mean that these Galils become just that much better. These Galils become AKs against no head armor. It's going to be Crick taking contact with Squeaky. He's going to try to catch Guaf in no man's land. And he's going to do so successfully. Guaf gets taken down by the AWP of Crick early in the round. Dez is going to line up a flash rather, for all these 3 Ts to pop through over towards ramp, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to charge to the smoker. Zin's going to be the first to take contact. He's able to get 1, but he's traded out by Clouds there. Now ramp room control goes the way of the T's rather. Smoke towards single door, and the bomb's able to be planted. There are 2 players over towards control room, and no one seems to be covering that position. Blue doesn't seem to spot them out. He's going to molly in return, but Baggy's position could go overlooked. He's actually able to catch Dez in transition. Now it's a 2v3. Clearing up the flank is what Blue was supposed to do, but he gets taken out by Pax, and Pax gets his second of the round over towards. I can't remember. I clicked the Windows key by mistake. That's my bad. 8-11's the score. In the first gun round, C5 are left scratching their heads a bit. That being said, Guafta's purchased up that AWP, and in my opinion, I'm not a massive fan of the AWP on the T side of Nuke. It's one of those guns where you really need to have a set strategy where you want to take it. Do you want to go for an early squeaky pick or an early ramp pick? Otherwise, late on in the round, could be a bit more of a liability than an asset. The opposite can be said about Crick though. He's going to be peering over towards lobby with his AWP, trying to catch Guafta in transition. That's exactly what he's going to do. Guafta gets dropped, and that's an AWP dropped at that. That's Crick's second opening kill in successive rounds with this AWP, trying to get something done. Zin's going to peer up towards ramp, trying to clear this out. But Clouds seems to be holding the angle. But Baggy's taking contact over towards Secrets, and Pax gets taken out by Dez in the meantime, and Baggy's position should be known. He has rattled off an AK bullet, and Crick has dropped down the vent to help him out. Very awkward gunfight over here in the vents. But C5 shouldn't really go looking for these gunfights. They can leave these players here, but Baggy emerges at the worst possible time for Dez's case, but Blue comes in for the trade. Vaynant gets taken out by Crick, And in the meantime, Cloudsy gets taken out by Zin, and now it's Blue in a 1v3. He's able to get the first 1v1 over towards Crick, and he's got the bomb in hand. He can shoot up the vent and get a free bomb plant in the A-bomb site. And now it's a 1v3 turned 1v2 post plants. He does have a molly and a flash, and there's no smoke on the CTs to deny the molly doing its full effect on the bomb. But now Blue's looking for another 1v1, and all the CTs have to do is play together, trade effectively. Zin's traded out the AWP for that of a rifle, and both of them are going to come in towards heaven. A flash should come first, and they're going to peek with it, and that is exactly what they're going to do. Blue's able to get the first 1v1. That is a success. 1v3 turned 1v1, and Zin is going to just stick the bomb, but Blue has the idea, and that's as easy as you like. 1v3 for Blue. He takes us every day of the week. 9-11 is the score, and Niix is going to be the name of the game for Clutch Kings. It is just a couple upgraded pistols on the side of Clutch Kings compared to the 5 rifles of that on C5, and there's going to be Pax peering over towards lobby, and he gets a dink over towards Cloudsy. As Guafta's taking contact towards outside, and Blue's looking the wrong way towards lobby, and Smokey comes in with 3 with the deagle. And that's a retrieved AK. Now it's a 2v3. Baggy and Crick fall in the meantime. But the bomb's position is known, and Pax is just going to W key and retrieve this AK. And he could catch out low HP of Guaf. Zin's going to make his position known as well. And Guafta's going to hear all these sound cues, and it's just 2 retrieved AKs. Zin's going to go looking, and he's going to get caught unawares by Guafta. The bomb's going to be able to be retrieved by Guafta, now to 2v2. "40 seconds left on the clock. It's Guafta and Deza left in the 2v2. The no armor on the side of Pax means that he really has to shoot first in a gunfight if he wants to win it. And more often than not, that first shot needs to be a headshot. But it's going to be Guafta and Deza walking over towards Mouth, as he's going to suggest it's going to end up as an A play. And the smoke is going to confirm it. That would allow Smokey to come up the vents, but he's anchoring towards the B bomb site. But Pax, all he has to do is try to deny the bomb, and he's in the perfect position to do so, and he's able to get the first over towards Deza. The bomb is unable to be planted by Guafta. He has to go looking for the frag, but Pax gets 2, and the eco win goes the way of Clutch Kings. Now it's a full investment. Double AWP on Nuke. I'm not a massive fan of that. You can't really get the AWP activated in many parts of the map. Pretty much only a one-man job with that AWP. He can go over towards heaven, or hull rather, and help outside, help towards ramp. But ultimately, double AWP, feeling a bit constricted, especially if you have to have a retake come in over towards the B bomb side, even the A bomb side at that. The AWP is very tough to make work in that scenario, especially a double one at that. But with that being said, they are choosing to go for that sort of setup. Zin's going to smoke towards ramp, as this is just going to be... It is the investment from the side of C5. They've got a couple Tech 9s and a couple Deagles. As just Crick holding with the other AWP towards outsiders. All of C5 are just waiting in lobby, trying to get something done as the flashes. The smokes are coming in as the bomb side is going to be hit, and over towards Mustang as Pax. He goes uncleared. He gets traded out by Deza though. But Baggy gets one in the meantime, and so does Smokey, and Smokey's actually able to double down, and just like that, it's Guafta left. He was the man that was throwing the util in a 1v4. He's going to open the squeaky door and give out the sound cue that he's there, as well as rattling off a Tech 9 shot. Baggy's going to go investigating, and Crick comes in to finish off the frag, and 39 is the score. And that was the full investment from C5. Nothing really went their way that round. They're going to have to eco into this one. That means you're looking at 14-9 as the score line. Couple Deagles purchased up, 4 at that. Cloudsy is only on the Glock. As Zin's going to take things into his own hands towards ramp. He takes out Blue, trying to get something done, and Deza gets taken out trying to Batman. Baggy gets 2 in the meantime, and now it's Cloudsy left. Glock in hand, 1v5. As much as I want to say he wins this round, He doesn't. He does spot out there of Smokey, but Baggy has his number. 49 is the score. By the looks of it, C5's T side has been looking a bit flat. They really haven't. They've done a quick A play, it hasn't really worked out. They've done a late ramp pop, but it hasn't really worked out, even though they had a 2-man advantage. I want to see them throw the outside smokes, possibly fake an outside play. Throw some door util, trying to get a man down vent early rather. But they don't really seem to have anything really on the locker. Zin's not really flashed off the angle towards lobby anyway. Posted with this AWP, he can catch blue. If blue is a bit unawares. But a double warehouse smoke comes in, or garage rather, which is a bit questionable considering you've only got 4 smokes on your side and you've already used 2 of them towards the same position. Des is going to smoke towards mouth as Guafta gets the first contact of the round. Missed op shot from Crick, but Clouds is fighting in no man's land. Crick's almost able to get the second, but good readjustment from Vaynant allows him to get 2. That's a Crick and Smokey respectively. And now it's Baggy playing towards second vent. He's going to peer over towards mouth. He catches 2 players pushing through the smoke, and Desert comes in from the back lines. The bomb is going to get planted. Pax is able to deny that. And now it's blue left in a 1v2. Both players' positions seem to be known due to the sign cues given off, but Pax wins out the gunfight regardless. 59 is the score. We're looking at Clutch Kings leveling out the series and ultimately posting their first points in the score column, which is exactly what they want in this scenario. Anyone know how bans went? C5 vetoed first, minus Inferno, minus Overpass, minus Mirage, minus Vertigo, and then the last 2. Ooh, as I said, that Zin gets 1 and Desert gets 1. And then in the meantime, it was C5 picked Dust 2, Clutch Kings picked Nuke, and leftover was Train. But we don't. It's a BO2, so the leftover map gets null and voided in this scenario. Vaynant peering over towards outside, catches Smokey. As Pax is going to regress over towards lobby, he catches Des unawares. Now Blue is going to come looking with a Mac 10. Guafta's going to push this hull smoke. He's going to catch Zin looking the wrong way. That allows for the B bomb side to go the way of C5. They're going to choose to slow it down a bit, however, though. Guafta's going to smoke towards decon or single door. And Molly over towards double's going to come in, but he's going to just attempt to sell this fake to some extent. But his teammates are coming in eventually. This is map 2, Chili. This is map 2. Blue's planting the bomb. 2v3 post plants is the name of the game, and the question is, do Clutch Kings choose to go for this? They're going to say no. They've got some rounds to work with. 15-10 is the score. This is map 2. First map went the way of C5, 16-13 over on Dust, that being their map pick. This is Clutch Kings map pick, and it's currently 15-10. As we've said with BO2s, it's a bit iffy, you know. Usually with a normal BO3, there's only one ban phase before you're allowed to pick. And usually with the one ban phase, you're insta-banning your map you don't practice. But with the BO2s, it's a bit different. You're able to have 2 ban phases before the pick phase comes in. So that allows for you to ban not only the map you don't practice, but also your opponent's best map. Which means you're going to have a lot of overlapping maps and ultimately a lot of close games, which ultimately means a lot of good Counter-Strike. But tonight, we've seen 16-13 Dust going the way of C5. Now it's 15-10 on Nuke, and Clutch Kings want to look to post their first points in the score column, in the points column rather. With the draw of the series, they will be able to do so. Thanks, Chili. So the outside smokes do come in, and a molly towards Secret follows. Crick is choosing to play in the angle, and he catches Guaf. In the meantime, over towards Critical5. Him playing at Critical5, rather. The flash is coming in for his teammate Baggy to peek. He's going to choose not to do so. Crick catches the second player being Vayne out unawares, and Dez is caught in no man's land by Smokey, and now it's a 2v5. The bomb has been dropped over towards outside. It's Blue and Cloudsair trying to get something done. Cloudsair has Pax's number over towards Mustang. He's going to try to get something done. He gets a double entry over towards Baggy, towards second vent, and Blue gets one in the meantime, and Cloudsair gets the third. And just like that, it's Zin left in a 1v2, and he's able to catch Blue in transition. The bomb is dropped towards outside. I'm not sure whether Zin knows this, but now it's Cloudsair left trying to get his 4th kill of the round in the situation, and Zin has his number. 16-10 is the score, and 1-1 is the series. So this is how the scoreboard looked at the end of that. We got Zin carrying his team on his back, pretty much well done by him. And unfortunately on the side of C5 camp, none of them really able to get firing at that. But with that being said, let's pull up the rankings so far. Let's pull up the rankings. This is what we're working with. Let's check if it's refreshed. Chili, if you scroll down in the description, you can have a look there. It says the tournament link that's over there. You can catch all the info. All the info's over there, brother. This is what we're looking at. So unfortunately the site hasn't updated just yet. I've refreshed it once more to see if something comes of that. But we're going to see Clutch Kings Vanilla. They'll be able to post their first on the board. And Critical5 get another point in their sort of camp, so they get 5. They're still in 6th place, but Clutch Kings, more importantly for them, they're off the mark, and they're going to be looking to not finish on the bottom of the leaderboard. And for those of you who don't know, the bottom in each group, there are 2 groups of 9 teams in each group. The bottom of each group, they get the boot. They're out of the tournament. Top 4 go towards the upper bracket. Bottom 4, besides the 9th place in each group, they go towards the lower bracket, and then we work from there. Then we watch some even more good Counter-Strike. And then, obviously, over towards the final, close towards the end of September, we'll see who ultimately claims the title of VS Masters champions for 2020. But ultimately, that has been all from me tonight. Thanks, VS, for having me. It was a solo cast, great time between Critical5 and Clutch Kings. Hit subscribe. Hit the bell notification, all that sweet sugary goodness, and we're ready. That will keep you notified. You can follow me over on over on Twitter rather, at NickBart. I'll also be posting and keeping updated over on the games. You can also follow VS Gaming over on Instagram. I believe it's at VS Gaming World, and you can catch all the updates over on that. But ultimately, that's me. That's it from me tonight. Hope you all have a great evening. Stay safe.